Paige. Well, first of all, last night Raith's result against Arbroath means things are really heating up at the top of the championship as ever. But how big does it make this game here on Saturday?
Look, another really positive result for Raith Rovers. I don't think the timing of the winner surprised anyone, given the amount of late goals that they've scored recently. So, it makes for Saturday afternoon's game, even more exciting for everybody involved in it. For the Dundee United supporters and the Raith supporters, it's a massive game. But from our sense going forward, in terms of the approach to the game, we just approach it like any other. Nothing is going to be decided on Saturday. Win, lose or draw. There's going to be another 20-21 games left between now and the end of the season, but it is a good opportunity for either side to go and put down a marker.
And you do still have that game in hand. I mean, how significant could it be for the outcome this season at the top if you can get that victory?
Well, I said way back at the beginning that this was going to be an extremely competitive league, and as I said, it hasn't surprised me that Raith Rovers are on the kind of run that they are. Ian Murray's done a terrific job, but I think these are the games that you want to be involved in as a manager and as a group of players. I think these are the kind of games, big games, where there's a lot of riding on it, and it's two good teams that are both going to try and want to win the game. There wasn't a great deal between either team in the recent fixture at Kirkcaldy. Obviously the game ended 1 each, and I don't imagine there'll be too much between the two sides on Saturday either.
Obviously, as you say, it's going to be very competitive, and it has been all along. How do you keep your side focused and ensuring that they keep on the sort of momentum that they've been on this whole season so far?
Well, we're on a great run in the league. Still haven't lost a game, and the players are taking a lot of pride in that unbeaten record that they're on. In terms of staying focused, that's part of the job. We've built a really good squad here of good, strong characters with a great deal of professionalism throughout the group, and never got carried away when we're winning lots of games, and when we had the disappointment in the cup, never got too down on ourselves either. We believe in ourselves as a group. We know what we have to do on Saturday to make sure that we get the result that we need, and I just hope the players can go out and give a good account of themselves, put into practice all the good things that we've worked on during the week, and make sure that we come out on top.
Have you been surprised at Raith Rovers and how much of a challenge that they're putting up this season?
I haven't at all, no. I said before the league had even started that I felt Raith Rovers were kind of slipping under the radar a little bit. I think they finished 7th in the league last season, but there has been a significant investment in the playing squad at Raith, and Ian Murray has obviously settled in nicely, and he's got his team playing some very good football. I think one thing that they have shown this season, I think they've picked up something along the region of 21 points in the last 15 minutes of games. So I think that shows you the strength and character that they've got within the group, that they're not willing to accept a point or accept defeat, that they'll keep going right to the end. So that's something that we're aware of. But, I think it's a great game for everybody, for both sets of supporters and for any neutrals out there watching it as well. I think it will be one of the games of the weekend. And
it is going to be a packed house here at Tannadice. How important can the fans be in a game like this where there's so much at stake?
Well, of course, the supporters always play a key role. Last Saturday's game against Ayr was our first fixture here since the 4th of November, I think. So delighted to have 2 home fixtures back to back. The pitch is in great condition. Our ground staff deserve a huge amount of credit for the pitch to look as well as what it does at this time of the season. And the supporters can play a key role. There's no doubt about that. They've turned up in great numbers all season. I think we've averaged around about 7,500-8,000 fans. In the championship, that's a hell of a return. There's Premier League clubs out there that would love to have that volume of home fans coming every week. So we're very grateful to them for doing that and coming and setting a good atmosphere, and especially at this time of year when we know it's challenging times financially for everybody. For them to turn out again in great numbers and to get behind the team for what's going to be a significantly important game is marvellous.
And just finally, how's your team news going into the game? Have you got any injury troubles or anything?
No, we're in good shape. No different to any other team at this time of the season. Lots of knocks and niggles and bumps and bruises, but a group of players who are all desperate to be in that starting 11, and we've had a great week's training this week. The boys will be fresh and looking forward to it.
Okay.
Thank you.
When you're doing the analysis this week, looking at Raith Rovers, do you see a lot of similarities between Raith Rovers and Dundee United with the approach they have to games, the fact that they're playing into the 90th and beyond, and also the winning games that they've been having?
Listen, I see two attacking teams. I think we've got slightly different approach to games. I mean, Raith Rovers are quite keen on getting the ball forward early, don't tend to mess about. We did a great deal at the back to get it up to the target man. They try and pick up second balls and they try and play the game in the opposition's half as often as possible. We have a slightly different approach in terms of our build-up, being a little bit more patient and trying to have a little bit more control in terms of possession. But I think it's two very exciting teams in terms of the quality that both teams have got in the forward areas, and I think Saturday will be a bit of back and forth and what have you, but I think the best team will eventually come out on top, and I'm really hoping that is ours.
Looking at the focus that the players have, and for both teams here, they're going to have to focus for minute 1 right the way through to minute 96, 97, whatever it is from there. Do you feel that is something that you need to give extra to this particular weekend?
I think going right till the last minute in every game is really important. It's something that we have tried to instill in our group of players, right from the moment I came through the door. And it is, things that we work on in training. Nobody's given up, nobody's throwing in the towel, and got to believe that if we keep going right till the last minute, then we can get something. And I think we've shown that, this season, similar to Raith, we've had to come from behind in certain games. I think back to the Dunfermline game here where it was 90 odd minutes when we got the equaliser, the Inverness game when we were away from home down to 10 men for a half an hour, not willing to accept the point, kept going right till the end, and got a last minute winner and a valuable 3 points. So I think it's two very similar groups in terms of the mindset and the approach to the game, and I think good experience throughout both teams. Really good quality technical players throughout both teams as well, but maybe we could argue slightly different approach in terms of build-up.
Would you settle for 3 points at the end of the game, having been a scrappy game, or would you rather it was a classic?
Oh yeah, I mean, look, we've spoke about that with the players before the season had started, about having an identity and wanting to be recognised as a good footballing team, and entertaining our fans and making the games enjoyable for them. But absolutely, we will take 3 points any way it comes on Saturday. Hopefully, that's with nice, fancy, free-flowing football that's gets the fans out of their seats. But if it needs to be a last-minute winner from a corner to win 1-0 in the 95th minute, then gladly take that as well. It's about winning the game. That's ultimately what the game is all about. You can have all the best intentions in the world about how you want to play and how you can try and visualise the game panning out, but sometimes the opposition does something a little bit different that you maybe haven't anticipated, or does something to stop some of your key players, and you just have to try and find a way to win the game at any means possible, and that's what we're going to try and do.
Last one from me. Any news on any recruitment, any areas that you're looking at to focus on at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, the January window is around the corner now, and we've been keeping our eye on one or two different players, but we're not, when everybody's fully fit and available in our squad, we've got a very strong competitive squad, but it's important that every window we go into, we're always in a position where we can strengthen if we feel the need, and the board have been hugely supportive of me since I've came through the door, and we are in a position to do something if and when those types of players are right.